Hi humans, we back with another one. Guess what day it is? Y'all should know by now, but it's Fruit Monday. Let's go. You're here with the Health Kid channel. Actually, Health Kid. Um, but yeah, it's May 12th, and we here again. And hopefully everyone had a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week. Hopefully you did try have some oranges last Monday and throughout the week, or at least you had more fruit throughout the week with whatever diet you got going on right now. Fruit is always a plus in any diet. I don't care what it is. It's always something you can add to your diet if you don't eat fruit already. But we here with another episode, and today I think I'm gonna kind of be a little bit more transparent when it comes to um, like some TMI stuff. Some things that do happen that should happen actually if you consider yourself a healthy person, a person that do eat high fruit diet and that do um, want to be healthy, right? So TMI just means some things that I would say most YouTubers and health people don't talk about so much. They do talk about, eating fruits, uh, eating, a more plant-based diet, eating more raw, but they don't tell you about what some of the things that will happen to you, and especially if you're new to it, as your body will kind of change and adjust and things like that. So one of the things I used to tell people, and I still tell people today, and I call it the golden rule. The golden rule for health. And the golden rule for health is this very simple understanding. And it's whatever you put in your body must come out your body, right? So obviously it's not gonna, whatever you put in is not gonna come out the same way you put it in. But let's talk about that real quick. So when you eat foods, um, whether it is fruits or other food, your body will, obviously chew it up. you know chew your food as much as possible before you swallow it. Just a little tip right there. Some people say 36 times chew your food in your mouth with get all the saliva before you swallow it. I would just say just try to focus on chewing it as much as you can. Break it down, because the more you break it down in your mouth, in with all the saliva and all the things in your mouth, with all the enzymes and things that are going to help break that particular food down. Again, I don't care what food it is, but just to give you a tip, try to chew your food as much as possible before you swallow it, before it goes down that chamber and goes into that stomach, and that, you know and it starts its other breakdown process, right? So again, whatever you put in must come out, and for the most part it's going to come out on the other end. Goes in this it goes in this entrance and come out the other entrance or the exit, and the other exit, I should say. Uh, Again, TMI. Sorry for making it seem kind of weird, but at the end of the day, these are things that we're humans. We're adults. We're trying to understand what is a human, like how is this body supposed to work, right? So we have to talk about things that we do every day to keep us humans, right? So whatever you put in must come out. That's my golden rule. And you want to have it come out as quickly as possible, believe it or not. if you want to maintain a good health, right? So um, some people uh, don't go to the bathroom and take a number two of poop every day. Okay, we're gonna talk about a little bit about not just poop, but all the things that should happen when you're healthy, right? And when you eat healthy foods. So, one of the things is that your system, if it's healthy, you should be going to the bathroom at least 2 to 3 times a day. And when I say go to the bathroom, I'm talking about taking a number two or poop. Um, okay, and so honestly, when your body even become more efficient, every meal that you eat within a couple hours, that should be coming out of you, because basically what your body's a filter. It's on a basic level, you inhale oxygen and you exhale carbon dioxide, right? So you're basically getting energy in and getting the waste out, if you really think about it. So if you think about it that way, when you breathe every day, right? We have to breathe to maintain life. It's the same thing for your food. Your food should also, when you ingest it, you should be expecting it, or the waste of the food you should expect that to come out as quickly as possible, right? Depending on what you eat, there could be a chart out there. You can even Google it. Um, what are the time frames based on what you eat should be coming out, but that's something you want to expect, and that's how you're going to maintain your health. That's how you're going to actually be healthy, right? And that's why when you go on a particular diet, whether it's, I'm not going to even name all the diets out there, there's so many. Whenever you go on a particular diet and you're disciplined on that diet, your body composition is going to change, right? So it's going to, because you're changing how your terrain in your body works. So your body composition is going to change, and you're going to also, and how that does change, and that's my point here, is how much you go to the bathroom. Just hands down, again, I like to I want to be I wanted to make it seem pretty, and I want to make it sound nice, like, hey, eat all this fruit and nothing, and you'll be healthy. That's not how it works. You know, you're going to eat all this fruit. Your cells are going to appreciate you. They're going to thank you so much for hydrating them and giving them the right type of fuel, the right type of energy that they need to use to help support your systems. Um, but that also means that needs to come out of you. That needs to be that you're gonna go to the restroom. You should be going to the restroom a lot more, and that's going to help you feel better. So because a lot of the times why we feel uh, sick and and toxic and these things is because we are not removing the waste out of our body quickly enough to keep us to maintain a healthy level. So I really wanted to kind of break that down a little bit. I hope that makes sense. As you eat more fruits and eat more raw food in your diet, fruits, vegetables, salads, greens, herbs, things of this nature. Um, I want you to expect your body to start to remove waste faster and more often. So if you were a person that only went to the restroom once a day, try to get that up to two to three times a day. If you're a person that only went to the restroom once every couple of days, which again, hey, you got some work to do, but expect if you start to eat more fruits, because again, not only um, fruits have so many health benefits, but they have a lot of fiber content, and that's really what uh, is helpful in getting you to have good bowel movement and good what do I call them, just good bowel movement. Let's just keep it simple. So um, that is the TMI that I wanted to share, where it's like, don't think that you're gonna start eating all this wonderful, wonderful, healthy foods, and your bowel movements, your pee, your um your skin, you won't find things that are going to be coming out of you. Because again, if you want to be healthy, whatever you put in must come out. So a if you had toxic food in you from 2 years ago and it's still in you, and you start to eat healthier, that toxic food from 2 years ago that might be stuck in you have to come out for you to actually be healthy. And that's my point. So just expect to go to the restroom a lot more. So let's explain the eliminative pathway real quick. There's three basic eliminative pathway for waste to come out of your body. There's a lot of different ways your body could use its system to remove waste, but the three ways that I would say you should focus on is um, when you urinate, so your urinary tract. So again, when you're going to the bathroom to go pee, you might even start peeing a lot more if you eat more fruits, because again, you're more water content as well. So um, that's okay. Be okay with that. Knowing that you're going to pee a lot more shouldn't. Again, it can be a little either uncomfortable or annoying, but just be a good know that that is a good thing, because your body is actually trying to remove waste, um, particularly cellular waste, through your urine. And again, a tidbit for when you urinate is that if your urine is really clear, it looks like just water. That's not a good sign that you're actually removing cellular waste. That could be a sign that your kidneys are not functioning that well. Um, but that can be solved really easy by even just going on a grape diet for a couple days, or a couple weeks, depending on how your kidney function is. Um, but um, when you do urinate, and you should urinate a little bit more than usual if you're eating fruits, um, you want to check out your urine again. TMI, but hey, we're all humans here, we're all adults, we all have to do this no matter who you are. So let's talk about it. And your urine should be a tint, some form of tinted yellowish color. And you should also check to see if there's any sediments in your urine, like little white specks, which is kind of like mucus and different things, waste that your body's actually getting rid of through your urine. Again, cellular waste. So these are metabolic waste from the cells that are coming out in your urine, and that is like a plus. That is what you want to see as much as possible when you urinate. Okay, so I wanted to address that. So that's the first way your body will remove waste or cellular waste. Second way is, when you peristalsis, right? When you go to the bathroom, when you go to take a poop, you should also even see some mucus in your poop when you look back. Again, TMI, but I want to address the elephant in the room, because you cannot be healthy without doing these things as well. Just like you cannot be healthy without eating some form of fruits. I'm talking about, good optimal health, right? So, um, same thing goes when the opposite goes when it comes time for you to remove waste. You also need to understand you cannot be healthy without removing waste from the body. And so the second form of removing waste is when you take a number two, like we say in the U.S. or USA, but or take a poop, defecate, however you want to call it. So when you take a number two, um, same thing goes. You know, okay. I know this is a little TMI, but the more solid the 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 waste that's coming out of the tail end of you is, the better that basically absorbed in your body. If it's watery and things like that, you could have some stool issues. Again, a lot of that can be cleaned up by, eating more fruits and getting more of a good gut flora with the fruits in your body and the fiber. And you should even see some mucus that come out, some white mucus. When you look back, that's again, you should see that stuff. And that is a good sign, and that's why I'm really trying to drive home here, is that those are good signs that your body is eliminating waste effectively for you to keep you healthy, to maintain that that good health that you want, that good energy, that good um, things that the feeling that you will feel as you become more and more healthier. Again, the third eliminative pathway, which is for some reason is a tongue twister for me right now, is your skin. Your skin is known to be, uh, depending on who you talk to, your largest organ. It is your largest organ, but we also like to say it's your third kidney, your largest third kidney. So your skin, when you sweat, again, you're removing cellular waste. That's why sometimes when you sweat, you exercise, you go in a sauna, do things like that. But when you're sweating and that sweat dries up on your skin, especially if you're melanated like I am, and that sweat dries up, sometimes it will be white, or it's basically salty, if you taste it. And that's just, again, cellular waste. When it dries up and it's a solid, that just means that literally solids are coming out of my skin. um Again, to maintain my health, and that's really for me. And before, I used to be like, that's so nasty, that's gross, and it is, right, a little bit. But at the end of the day, I'm so happy to know that my body can remove waste effectively, because that's how you maintain your health. And um yeah, so those are the three basic ways that you want to see that your body's removing waste effectively. Sometimes when you do change your diet, you might even have different skin rashes, or different rashes that's coming up out of you, basically trying to get out of you. So your skin might have some challenges. But again, keep eating your fruits, keep doing your detoxes if you are on a particular detox, or your cleanses, and your body will bounce back, because it's all about removing the obstructions that are causing all the disruptions, and all of the dis-ease is that's happening in your system. So my point today is, whatever you put in must come out for you to maintain your health. And also, sometimes most of the time when it's coming out, it's not going to be as pretty as when you do eat the fruit. And I don't think a lot of YouTubers and a lot of health people and and health people out there that do preach the same things that I preach, um, talk about how that can feel and look. These are things that you want to be aware of, and you might there might be times there's things coming out of all of your orifices, right? Your orifices is basically the holes in your body, and you might have boogers in your nose. That's a form of eliminating waste. You might have boogers in your eyes. That's a form of eliminating waste. You might have dandruff. That's a form of eliminated waste. You might have, okay, right? We know about pooping, so that's a form of eliminating waste. um your skin, right? We talked about the pores, the skin, the sweat coming out. That's a form of eliminated waste. So just be thankful that your body is trying to help you to be healthier when you see these things happening. And that's the point I'm trying to drive home, is that don't be so upset when those things happen. It kind of have to happen for you to be healthy, especially if you haven't been working on your health and you just realize you need to, and you will start to see these things coming out of you. Okay, I think I drove did a good job with that point. Whatever you put in must come out. This might be a little long video, but now again, it's Fruit Monday. I gotta tell you, we gotta see what the fruit of the day is, right? Fruit of the day. And if you are eating this fruit today, just try to eat this fruit today. But if you do slip up and have other fruit with it, it's all good. But at the end of the day, just try to increase your fruit content, and you will see miracles happen for your body. There's so much more I want to say, but we got to keep this short. And let's see what fruit it is today. All right, let me go get it. All right, okay, it's right here. Oh my gosh, it's watermelon. So watermelon, guys. Oh man, watermelon, another classic. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give you guys all the classic fruits right now. Again, we're probably gonna keep keep hammering the classic fruits, because even where I live, you're not gonna get a lot of exotic fruits. So, but when I do get my hand on some exotic fruits, I'll definitely make sure I put that up there. But we got some good old watermelon. So to be honest, try to. I know if you're in the USA, you will find seedless watermelons, but regardless if it's seedless or seeded, long as it looks good and tastes good. I wouldn't say it looks good. It doesn't have to look, it just needs to, when you cut it open, it looks like it's a watermelon and it tastes good. Um, so I have seeded watermelon or seedless watermelon in front of me right now. But it's also it also has seeds in it. It's almost impossible not for a watermelon to have no seed, even though they try to tell us the watermelon is seedless. Okay, cool, whatever. So some of the health benefits of eating a watermelon. Well, again, watermelon's like 92% water. So right off top, we're getting more hydration, right? So if you eat watermelon, really though, the caveat to eat watermelon though, to be honest, is to eat it by itself. All melons, right? Whether it's watermelon, cantaloupe, um, different types of melons out there, you want to eat them by themselves, especially the melons. You can mix your blueberries with other fruits, or you can mix certain fruits together and it'd be okay. But when it comes to the watermelon, because it's such a kingly fruit, um, it doesn't want no contenders. It does not like contenders. For an example, if you go to a barbecue and they got the barbecue chicken, they got the burgers, whatever, and you're like, and then obviously they have a fruit platter, and you're like, yo, I'm gonna have some watermelon with my burger. That might cause some havoc in your system because it's gonna watermelon's superior. It's gonna compete with this burger, and it's it's gonna win every time. So you're gonna feel bloated, you're gonna feel gassy, and that might make you don't want to eat fruit. So what I'm trying to say is if you eat the fruit in the right way, it will give you the right benefits so you don't have to say, oh, blame it on the fruit because you don't understand that the proper combination of how to eat it. So I would recommend starting off your morning with it. If you gonna have a day that you're eating other food, start your morning off with it. Have some watermelon. It's again some of the easy, quick health benefits. It's 92% water, so it's really good for hydrating. Also, it is very good for blood flow, right? Again, it's also red, so blood flow. Just with that hydration, right? It's 92% water, so it's gonna make your circulation better. So anything to do with blood flow is also gonna help could help with your like blood pressure issues with your heart, right? Because again, increased blood flow is gonna help the heart um, function better, and it's gonna support the heart. So um, that's another one. It has vitamin A, also has vitamin C in it. So that's also good for your digestive system. Again, most fruit will be good for your digestive system. So again, if you know anything about your stomach and your digestive system, that is your second brain. This area is your second brain. That's why when you're hungry, you know how to know you can tell why you're hungry because your brain is talking to you. Your second brain is talking to your first brain about, hey, let's get some food down there. So anyways, those are real quick. Can make juices out of watermelon. um Very, very superior fruit when it comes to hydrating the body, keeping the body hydrated, keeping the body fueled and energized. The cells love it. Anything the cells love, you already know it's good for you. So that's really it. I'm gonna have a bite of this watermelon. Okay, so I never showed you guys how I cut up my watermelon, but I mean, you can look at it, right? You can look at how I cut these babies up. So what I call these, how I cut them, is watermelon pizza. That's also what I wanted to tell everyone. So have some watermelon pizza today because I cut them up in like pizza slices, or they could look like pizza slices in my imagination. So I usually